Good afternoon, Trinity. Black lives have been devalued by racism for decades. We've seen this happen to our brothers and sisters months, weeks, even days ago. Whenever we turn on the TV or scroll through social media, we are reminded that others don't value us. Sadly, we see that we don't value each other based on the incidents of black-on-black murders in our communities. For decades, they tried to suppress us by preventing us from being educated. They tried to keep us suppressed economically, and worst of all, tried to break up our families. This segment, we are going to look at the beauty of being black, the wealth, the strength in our communities and black families. By exalting our assets and strengths, we can rid the false narratives that distract us from walking in our truth, our dignity, and our pride. Did you know the creation of black communities began to expand, laying out a foundation for African American futures during the early antebellum period? While the African Americans left the thought of slavery behind, they made a priority to reunite with their family and friends. Black people like James Forten developed their own communities with black-owned businesses. Black doctors, black lawyers, and other businessmen were the foundation of the black middle class. Side note, in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1920, Black Wall Street was developed. Many black people organized to help strengthen the black community and continue the fight against slavery. Supporting the growth of the black community was the black church. Starting in the early 1800s with the African Methodist Episcopal Church, African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, and other churches, the black church grew to be the focal point of the black community. Richard Allen organized the first black Sunday school in America. It was established in Philadelphia during 1795. Then 5 years later, the priest Amblesall Jones established a school for black youth. Black Americans regarded education as the surest path to economic success, moral improvement, and personal happiness. Only the sons and daughters of the black middle class had the luxury of studying. As we move forward through emancipation, Jim Crow, civil rights, the Great Migration, Harlem Renaissance, World War I and II, post-civil rights racism of the 21st century, and today, a global pandemic, COVID-19, still we stand. Many lives have been lost along the way due to the disparities of these times, but our truth, our dignity, and our pride still stands. Remember, they didn't want to teach us how to read or learn? Well, today, more than 4.6 million African Americans hold a 4-year college degree. Their attempt to deprive us financially continues, but today, 42% of African Americans are homeowners and 38.4% are considered middle class. We are reminded that adaptability, strong kinship bonds, strong work orientation, strong religious orientation, and achievement, these are the foundations that have kept us through the generations. This is why we can say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. If Maya Angelou was alive today, she would repost on Facebook her poem, The Black Family Pledge. Trinity, they are, you are, we are Black history.